Hi, it's Lynn Saxberg from the Ottawa Citizen. I am in Ottawa on the first day we've had a big winter snow, and I'm talking to Fred Litwin. He's the owner of Northern Blues, which is kind of a rare beast in Canada. It's a record label that specializes in blues. And Fred has recently learned that he is being honored with a prestigious Keeping the Blues Alive award from the Blues Foundation, which is based in Memphis. Fred, this is a big deal for you, isn't it?
Yeah. To be recognized by the U.S. and by Americans is fantastic, particularly after only being in the business 7 years.
Mm-hmm. And you've kind of developed a reputation for not exactly straight-ahead blues. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, I think straight-ahead blues can be boring. I mean, it can be really much the same thing all the time. So if you're not adding something new in terms of instrumentation or in terms of voicing or you could really bore people easily. Mm-hmm. So I've sort of had artists that have added Indian fusion into blues, bagpipes, flamenco. I mean, it's very important for me to add something to blues to sort of stretch the boundaries so that we're not boring people and we're actually exposing people to something new and different.
Mm-hmm. You're making the blues seem really fun and interesting.
Yeah, well, to some people, obviously the blues Nazis hate it, but a lot of people really appreciate the fact that every time they get a Northern Blues CD, it's actually something different.
You've also managed to slip in some Canadian artists under the radar of the U.S. blues people. How's that working out?
It's good. It's very important for me to really promote some Canadian blues artists. And so by having some good American artists, I can go to some of the big retailers and say, hey, give a chance to Paul Reddick or Rita Chiarelli or Harry Manx and other people. And we've been pretty successful at selling thousands of CDs. And somebody like Paul Reddick, who because of our success was able to tour the U.S. for a couple of years, got nominated for a W.C. Handy for Best New Artist, shows that Americans are open to Canadian blues people.
Mm-hmm. So what can we expect from Northern Blues maybe in next year, in 2008?
Well, a lot of stuff is coming. We have a new Paul Reddick CD with some pretty interesting guests. New J.W. Jones, that's our two Canadian CDs for next year. My big act is Watermelon Slim. We'll have a new CD next June and a new DVD with a live performance plus an interview extra. I've got two new artists that are coming on stream, a really young black acoustic blues guitarist from Maine, who I think is really going to turn some heads, and Samuel James. Okay. He played the Blues Fest last year. I don't know if you saw him. I've got standing ovation at the indoor auditorium at the War Museum. Great. And a hill country band called Moreland and Arbuckle.
Great. Well, we'll look forward to a lot of good music next year. Fred, you could be doing this anywhere. You could be in Memphis or New York or San Francisco. Why Ottawa?
Ottawa's a great place. I mean, really, it's a very livable place. You know, it's not too big, it's not too small. There's a lot of live music here. It's green. There's parks. There's no traffic jams. It's really a nice city. It's close enough. I can drive to Toronto. I could drive to Montreal. This is a great place to live.
What do you think of the blues scene here in Ottawa?
Well, look, having the Blues Fest is always fantastic. So you have one big anchor for the whole year that brings in not just blues, but a lot of different stuff. I like the fact that Mark Monahan's really willing to actually bring in a lot of interesting and different people. And you have your standard blues all the time here in Ottawa as well.
Great. Thanks very much, Fred.
Oh, you're welcome.
Junior Jackson. Now the man catches breath. You know you run your soul so hard and so fast.